Welcome to Ecom Cowboy. This is D2C's daily show where we believe ads are not bad. Ignorance is expensive and the American dream is alive on the internet today. It is Tuesday, March 10th, 2026. We're brought to you by Incense Seguno, Postscript, and AMP, and we have a jam-packed show for you today. Moltbook, the AI agent social platform, has been acquired by Meta, started by e-commerce's own Octane AI CEO, Matt Schlicht, for all of those, including Jacob Posel yesterday, who said it was a scam and not real. Zuck apparently thought it was real enough to drop a fat bag on them. NVIDIA is also in talks to create their own OpenAI agent platform. OpenAI is beginning to scale back instant checkout and sending people to purchase on retailers' websites instead. It turns out sometimes making internet money is hard, and the Salvation Army has released what is probably the most surprising collab of the year. We're going to have Joe Putnam, founder of Conversion Engine, on the show to talk to us about creating viral ads, and Tyrel Johnson, co-founder and CEO of Natty Ice Cream, the best ice cream on planet Earth, is going to be joining us. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Colin Doherty. Colin, get in here. Get in here, Colin Doherty.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yes.
Hot.
Wow. You know, Colin, most people think that social networks are still for humans, but that is no longer the case.
Crazy.
The next social network that may be blowing up all over the internet, Moltbook, has just been bought by Meta itself. Meta has acquired Moltbook. This tweet went out this morning and it has since gone viral. Axios, the first to report. Let's move forward to the article, Jack. I want to read some of this to you because I know that this is a surprise for many who are watching this show and perhaps have denounced Moltbook and its uniqueness inside of our space. Meta has acquired Moltbook, a viral social network designed for AI agents. The deal brings Moltbook's creators, Matt Schlicht and Ben Parr, into Meta Superintelligence Labs, the unit run by former Scale AI CEO Alexander Wang. Meta did not disclose Moltbook's purchase price, but I bet it was a heavy bag. The deal is expected to close mid-March, Meta says, with the pair starting at MSL on March 16th. And for those who don't remember, this all became because of OpenClaw and its many agents running forth on the interwebs and doing what they do. OpenClaw went through multiple renamings, OpenClaw, ClaudeBot, Moltbot, etc. During that time, Matt and Ben created Moltbook for all of the agents to get together and talk, and there was a lot of interesting things said on that platform that were going viral on the internet. But Colin, a lot of that was denounced as, hey, this is totally fake, it's a scam, etc. And now Zuck has seen fit to drop a big bag on top of them. What are your thoughts on this joining the Meta Superintelligence Lab? And I would guess, I don't know what Matt's going to be doing for Octane AI anymore, but he's been doing stuff for us inside of e-commerce, agents running your Shopify store, etc. What are your thoughts seeing this news this morning?
It's insane. I mean, I hope that Matt and Ben give a little tap on Mark's shoulder and he lowers our CPMs as a result of it. That'd be really nice. I have known Ben Parr for a while in the space. When I was at Triple Whale, we used to work together at Octane AI. He's a really incredible human being. I saw him previously at a conference earlier this year. He was also just super excited just to be there and talk with all of the people. And this seems like a really good acqui-hire. And I don't say that in a derogatory way. They want the intelligence of both of these really, really incredible operators inside of Meta. And I'm sure they got the absolute bag for this. They probably got also a ton of Meta shares, which are pretty valuable these days.
Not bad.
And so, yeah, those are pretty good these days. I would love to have, either of them or both of them on the show and talk this through and kind of think about how how they're going about this. I'm sure that Meta is basically trying to copy this now, and they want to use the brain power of both of them to basically, whitelist this, put it Meta branded, and make it pushed out all over Meta.
I wonder if the real story isn't necessarily the social network, even though obviously it's new, it's cool, and Zuck sees incredible value. So much so, hey, we got to buy this and bring it in house.
Yeah.
I think that's got value. Otherwise, Zuck wouldn't be buying it. Okay.
Yep.
But I wonder if the bigger story is that big tech believes that AI agents will become autonomous actors on the
Yeah.
internet in a way that both feeds the economy, but also in a way that it's advantageous for somebody inside of big tech to own the space in which they regularly congregate. Obviously, OpenAI has bought OpenClaw. Now Meta has bought Moltbook, the social network layer for agents to interact on. And NVIDIA itself, like Jack had up here, NVIDIA itself is in reports to launch its own open source AI agent platform, now called NemoClaw. I don't know about that name, but NemoClaw. Apparently, Jensen is getting in the game as well. It makes sense to me that there is a larger bet here that agents are going to be largely autonomous, doing things that make businesses money, spend people's money. And also there's going to be inherent value in those autonomous agents congregating on the internet and talking to one another. One would think, I don't know if this is like the next LinkedIn of AI agents or what it is. I don't know what it is, but I mean, it's got to have inherent value. Otherwise, there wouldn't be everybody who is the who's who at the top of big tech getting into the game. Does that ring a bell for you?
No, and this is echoing, the earlier announcement from Shopify CEO Toby and also Harley as well, who were talking about the Shopify MCP, where basically agents are going to be making purchases without you kind of doing anything, which
Yeah.
is great, and it's also a testament to the bets that Shopify is making, that they're aligned with the bigger tech space itself. It's just these names are so weird. Like, what's Twitter's going to be called? Like Tweet Claw? Like, what are we doing here? Like, what is this naming convention that we have decided is the claws?
You have to wonder if Elon's going to get in the game. Is there going to
He
be
will.
an X Claw or a
He has
I don't
to.
know. I don't know. X Book.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It makes me also wonder, like, what does the internet really look like in the future if there are AI agents deployed on behalf of businesses, if there are agents deployed on behalf of individual consumers? We've got agents buying from agents. I mean, this just seems like a totally new world that I could not have envisioned. And it makes me want to be set up for my agents selling to other agents such that we can autonomously collect all of the expenditures that are available to us from all of these various agents that are going to be running to and fro on the internet. I don't know what that version of the internet looks like, but I guess it's being built right now. Otherwise, all of these purchases and creations wouldn't be coming forth.
Yeah, and also a very rare L take from Jacob.
A
rare L take, and he announced it on the show yesterday. The acquisition is this morning.
That's right.
The internet timing is just beautiful sometimes.
Wow, very serendipitous. Very serendipitous. I would say a very rare L for our boy who is the consummate AI Chad. A rare take, a rare L for him. Those articles are still out there about, this percentage of interaction on Moltbook was facilitated by humans doing blah, 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 blah. I mean,
weird.
All of those articles are still out there. Jess, a very astute, wise operator inside of our game, has come on and said similar things. But there's something to this. Otherwise, Zuck wouldn't be backing up the truck for our boys over at Octane AI. Got to be something to it.
And they're a part of, I would argue, the best team inside of Meta. Obviously, there's a bunch of teams. The super intelligence AI team at Meta is like, hey, man, this is like the future. Like, this is the future of the world. Like, just saying. So it's not like, oh, we're doing regulatory, we're doing security, we're doing like this type of stuff. We're doing super intelligence. We're trying to make AG1.
You know, if I were to join Meta, I would want to be part of a team with said baller name like that. You're part of the super intelligence team. Love that, you know?
Like a great dinner party, fun fact. Yeah, no, I'm part of the super intelligence team.
Yeah.
It's like smart people are only there. It's only smart guys.
It's like, you know, we're basically building the future. You know, I don't want to say too much. I can't say too much. This is like, it's like MI6 and James Bond, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, where do the super geeks, where do the super smart people who are building the infrastructure of the future, where do they go? They go to the super intelligence team. It's just what they are.
It's like, do you have a phone? Like, yeah, you won't need that anymore. Don't worry. We're working on. You won't need it. Trust me. 2 months. You won't need it.
Just wear these glasses, literally recording and reviewing everything that happens in your life.
Right now, I got them on right now.
Put those babies on. This whole conversation actually is being reviewed in Nairobi right now.
Real time. I get this later. It's going to be great.
Hey, huge congrats to Matt and Ben. Very deserving. I love that, man. They pushed this out into the world, went absolutely viral and broke X. And you know what? They just said, bump the haters and kept pushing forward. And Zuck says, you get a bag and you get a bag. I mean, good on our boys for making this one happen. Happy for them.
Yeah. It's a testament to also the current environment where you can build something, scale it up very aggressively with virality. And then there are buyers wanting to gobble you up because of the distribution. Yeah. Very key trend that we're seeing. We saw it also with OpenClaw.
That's a great point. It's a great point. Sometimes, hey, distribution is why you win. I mean, obviously there's something to the product, but the distribution, I mean, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Good on them. Before we move forward to our first guest, the one and only Joseph Putnam, we need to talk about Seguno. Ladies and gentlemen, Seguno is the only marketing suite that lives entirely inside of Shopify. The reason that is important is because your emails, your pop-ups, your banners, your reviews, all of it is in the same place that you already work and play. Not synced, not integrated. You don't have to rely on some duct taped integration that hopefully your data is actually true. This is email 3.0, okay? Your Shopify data is the data. It is your email data. One-click automations, actual humans that can help you. This is a big reason why they won the 2024 Shopify Build App of the Year, okay? If you don't have a full-time email marketer on your team, you need to be working with Seguno. This was designed for you. Go to Seguno.com. They'll give you a free trial. If you tell them Colin and I sent you, they'll extend that free trial to 30 days. Many thanks for Seguno being part of the show. Now, I believe, and it is true, that I have forgotten the link for our good friend Joe Putnam. It did. It happened again. You know, every now and again it happens.
It happens.
It's not that big a deal.
It adds a little suspense.
It adds a little suspense. But wow. Oh, here he is. I did not forget the link. He's here. He's here. All right. Go. Hey, sometimes, you know, I just come through. Now, before he comes in the show, let me tell you guys who this is. This is the founder of Conversion Engine, a OG in D2C. He's worked with the biggest names that you can think of inside of marketing, Neil Patel, et cetera, et cetera. He was also my former boss. This used to be the man on top that I would report to every day. And I will say this, even though I had a D2C brand myself before I began working with him, it was really when I came over and began working at Conversion Engine that I really cut my teeth in D2C. Yeah. It's what I really learned how to do what we do every day and in every way. Everybody, welcome to the show, Joe Putnam. Get in here, Joe.
Yes, great to be here. So,
Oh, baby.
Oh,
Convo's been a long time coming, Joe. We're
It
glad to
has.
have
It has.
we're glad to have you on the show, man. You know, there was a line, a line that was often said back in those days when we worked together, which was a sweet experience, I have to say. It was. It was a wonderful experience. There was a line that we oft repeated back then. Hey, going viral is not a strategy. Just posting something and hoping that it goes viral, like that's not a strategy. You got to put some frameworks on this thing. But now I would say a few years later, there are at least a few inside of our space that have learned how to consistently, at least frequently, go viral with the organic content or with the ad content that they produce. And I think that you have a great playbook for us on how one should do this if one does want their ad, their organic strategy, etc., to go viral and generate more views than we would normally simply pay for to
Right.
Mr. Zuck. If you would, man, just give us some background here. Man, where have you gotten this playbook together? Man, what are you drawing from? And what is it at the core that makes certain ads go viral, makes people want to share, comment, etc.?
Sure. Yeah. So first thing I would say is this is something that I've been studying for at least the last 10 years. So something I've been paying attention to, studying, breaking it down, things like that. And the main thing I like to start with is just asking the question of, is it possible to increase the chance that you go viral? And so, one difference is, I mean, you can't guarantee it, but are there things that you can do to increase the chances that you go viral? And then, if so, then how can you increase your hit rate? So, what are some things we can do? Some strategies you can implement where you're not hoping, you're not guessing, you're not praying, all that kind of stuff.
I mean, I think the answer is yes. Colin, do you think? I mean, there is surely we can do
oh yeah.
something that would make it more likely. But I'm a little less systematic than you are, Joe. I mean, I'm just kind of playing in the box and I'm just throwing things up against the wall. Maybe give us. I mean, what are some of the indicators? What are some of the things that we can check the box on to increase our
Sure.
likelihood?
Yeah. So first thing I like to start with is so there's a professor at Wharton. His name is Jonah Berger, and he
Okay.
wrote a book called Contagious. And again, this might have been like 10 years ago. And so he anyway wrote a book called Contagious about kind of things that go viral, why they go viral, things like that. And he has a concept in there that I think is extremely helpful as a starting point, which is he says the reason content goes viral is because you're giving people social currency.
Mm.
So people share things because it gives them a social currency that makes them feel good, look cool, that kind of stuff. And so, one thing I like to say is you're not sharing something because you feel sorry for somebody. It's not sympathy, something along those lines. So if you want something to go viral, don't write something to try to, again, make people feel sorry for you. What you want to do is you want to give people a currency that makes them look good, feel good, be cool. And if you do that and you deliver on that, then again, you increase the chances you go viral and people are more likely to share your content. So I always start there as kind of like one of the foundational principles when talking about this kind of stuff.
When you're looking at that, are you looking at a couple brands already in the industry? Maybe not inside of your portfolio exactly, but a couple brands that you're saying, hey, they really kind of resonate with this thesis and these principles.
Yeah, I'd have to think. I mean, there's definitely some brands, and I've got some examples kind of to talk about.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I would say any of the brands where they are leveraging these types of principles are going to be kind of doing that. I mean, one example would be this is a little bit of a somewhat of a cliche example, would be Yeti when they first got started.
Yeah.
Where they and not just because they're cool, but because you have the bear
Yeah.
on the
The
Yeti,
bear in
you
the
can't get
cooler.
into it. And so there's other specific things to kind of talk about. And there's another author I like to talk about related to that. But that would be an example where, you know, you gave people currency. So I watched that video on Instagram. And now for me to share that video with Chris, you know, makes me look cool. Hey, I found this video, and it's unique and it's cool and stuff like that. And so that would be an example of, you know, just one quick example of where it could be used.
Well, dig into your bag a little bit, Joe, because I know that I know that you've run through this process with many founders and such that you've worked with, et cetera, here now in the past, et cetera. I mean, what's the outcome of that? Just starting from that premise, hey, what can we create ad wise tied to your product that is going to give people currency for commenting, sharing, et cetera? And just put a little teeth on that for us.
Sure. Yeah. So first thing I would say is so we've used it for brands where there's one brand we were able to grow them from 6 to 8 figures in 12 months. And
That's
one of the
nice.
main things, which is so
Jesus.
it's a solid case study, decent results. And one of the things that helped with that process was basically leveraging these kind of principles. And so how do we leverage these kind of buzz marketing principles, you know, these viral principles? And the short version on it is when, you know, when we're running those ads, when we're running the ads, we're running ads that get comments, shares, likes, all that kind of stuff. And so we'd have ads that would have, you know, 2,500 comments, 5,000 likes, you know, 1,500 shares, whatever it is. And so for every dollar you're spending on your ad, you're getting that much more extra free, you know, kind of awareness from people commenting, tagging their friends, sharing it, whatever that might be. And so, yeah, that's an example, like a practical example of where you can actually, if you understand the principles, you can kind of leverage it and use it for your brand.
Well, was it humor though? I mean, what was the trick? You know, like what was the shtick that made
Sure.
people comment, you know, share? It's in addition to buy. I mean, we all want like, hey, get the code, like buy the thing. But I mean,
Right.
to get increased eyeballs for free, you know, there's got to be something that motivates that. Yes, I've got social currency because I am sharing this. I mean, you know, what was it in that example?
Yeah, and I would love to break that down specifically and kind of really get into the bag, like you mentioned, and talk about kind of what those things are. And one of the first things I would say is I do think people underestimate what the levers are that you can pull to generate buzz, and everybody's go-to is, you know, the humor. They think humor is the answer, and so you know, let's do something funny, this, that, and the other. But a couple things to think about is one, humor is not going to make sense for every brand.
Sure.
So if humor is the only lever you can pull to increase virality, then, you know, that's going to limit what brands can do it and things like that. And but yeah, the default, the one everybody goes to is they lean on humor, and they kind of go that direction. But I guess the main thing I would say is that's not the only option. If we want to go back to the bag example,
Yeah.
you know, if you're only using humor, then, you know, maybe you've got a turnaround jumper, but you can't, you know, drive, you can't cross anybody up, you can't knock down threes, and so you definitely want to expand your bag to make sure that you have, you know, more options to increase your likelihood of going viral. So, yeah. Anyway, there's more there. There's
Yeah. Well, tell us
yeah.
what, you know, what's the other tools in the tool set there beyond humor?
Sure. Yeah. So, main thing I would, or the what I would go back to is another book. So there's a book called Buzz Marketing by a guy named Mark Hughes.
Yeah.
And it's also been around for 10 plus years now. It is one of my top 2 all-time favorite marketing books. And I personally think it gets slept on. And it's a book that anyway, a lot of people don't read. It doesn't get talked about as much. But
You
short
gave
version
me a
on it
copy.
is, what's that?
You gave me a copy and I never read it. I'm
Okay, there we go.
sorry.
There
I'm
we go.
sorry. I confess.
I sent you a copy, and yeah, you never read it. So, well, hey, we're getting into it now. So this is as good as reading it. So you're getting the Cliff Notes version right now.
Yeah.
But okay, short version on it is Mark Hughes. He grew up. His dad was a journalist, so he grew up around kind of PR, storytelling, things like that, and he paid attention to, hey, what is it about certain stories that get picked up? And so, when we're talking about going viral, it's even things that relate to, kind of PR, getting news coverage and things like that. You're not just limited to, hey, someone saw your video on Instagram and they shared it there. So, these principles apply kind of across the board. But so he studied that, paid attention to that, and realized, hey, there's certain stories that are more likely to, once one news outlet covers it, every other news outlet is going to cover it. And so what was it about that? Or what were the kind of the principles that kind of go across there that are consistent and that you can kind of learn from it? So he studied that, broke it down, and then started applying it to marketing. And so then he created what he calls 6 buttons of buzz.
All right.
And so that's what he kind of categorized it at and broke it down as. So the 6 buttons he came up with, and these are, like I said, the levers you can pull, the things you can pay attention to increase your chances of creating content that go viral. So the first one is taboo. So not just, okay, funny, everybody thinks funny is, the only thing you can do, but taboo means, there's kind of, there's innuendos, there's crude humor, there's controversial opinions. One of the things he talks about is something called, potty humor. So an example of that would be, poopery, and some of those brands that kind of took off and their videos went viral. Yeah. So those would be examples. So anyway, taboo is one of them. Or another one you can think about would be a comedian, where a comedian, maybe they have kind of a controversial bit, and that goes viral because, kind of crosses that line. It's taboo, all that kind of stuff.
I think another example here recently is what David tried to do with sending the massagers for their new bars. We'll just leave it at massagers, but sending their massagers inside of their new packaging that is directed for their new bars to appeal to, female customers. But yes, taboo, I think is, I mean, it's established, very established, good way to get eyeballs that way.
It's established. Yeah. And then that's not going to work for every brand, but if you want to get people talking, cross the line a little bit and do something that gets people talking. And, that's one of the things that people kind of, you're like, hey, did you hear what David did? Kind of gives you a reason to talk and makes you interesting, that sort of thing. So that's
we got the first taboo. One. We got taboo.
Second one is unusual.
Okay.
So things that are unusual. So something strange, something unexpected. So we're thinking about surprise here. I've got a couple examples. I mean, just kind of a little bit of a silly one would be like, let's say you have a restaurant that serves food in pitch darkness, like no lights or something.
That would be unusual. or they throw the rolls. They throw the dinner rolls across.
Actually, it's a good
restaurant.
one. Yeah. I should have thought of that one as an example. So I've been there in Florida. There's that restaurant, Lambert's, home of the throwed rolls. So it's unusual. And I've talked about it multiple times. Like, hey man, have you been to that restaurant where they throw the rolls and they'll throw them across the restaurant? And so that's a perfect example. Another one I saw recently, there was a new bank that started, I think it was in Missoula, Montana or something like that. And, you think the typical playbook is, let's set up billboards. Hey, we're new national bank in Missoula. Come check us out, blah, blah, blah. It's boring. Nobody cares. It blends in. So what they did is they took a picture of one of their employees and they put up billboards with his picture on it and said, and it had a handwritten note. It was literally it was handwritten, and it said, I'm new to Missoula, looking for friends. Find me at, and it put a link to but he didn't know it was a link to the bank, but a link to the bank. And then
I like that one.
Yeah. So then it was a campaign where you're like, what's going on? Like, who's this guy paying for billboards? But then you go and you realize it's a bank introducing one of their employees, and they just want to introduce themselves as a new friend in town. We're looking to meet new people. So if you had to guess if that got more coverage than a typical billboard campaign, what would you think?
Of course.
For sure.
Yeah. That has to. It's like, who's this guy? Why is his face on here?
Yeah.
And why does he need friends?
I want to be friends with him.
Right. Exactly.
You want to be friends with him.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, you're with your friends and you're like, hey, bro, did you see that billboard? You know, so it's like, not only do people see it, not only do they engage with it, but you get that free amplification of you've kind of got to talk about it. So now the whole town's talking about it. So then that's where kind of the free, again, amplification of your budget comes in when you're willing to do something creative, things like that. So
We got
that's unusual.
taboo, unusual. What's 3 and 4?
So 3 and 4, 3 is doing things that are outrageous. So something extreme, something controversial. You're probably not going to be shocked with this one, but the one of the main ones I think about is Jake Paul.
Yeah, of course.
So
outrageous.
He's I mean, that's his playbook, is let's do something more and more outrageous. And you know, so he's hit. So Jake Paul's one, Mr. Beast is another one.
Yeah.
So with both of them, and honestly, they're probably leveraging a lot of these buttons. You know, if you look at their content, you realize, okay, they're pushing this button, they're pushing that button. And again, they're not just kind of, you know, creating new content and saying, hey, I hope this works. They have, you know, kind of thoughts around it, whatever. But, you know, he would be one. He has one video that he went to this forest in Japan. I don't know if you guys heard about this one.
This is like the suicide forest.
This is Logan. Yeah, this is Logan.
This is Logan.
Oh, Logan. Sorry.
Yeah,
they're the same to me. I don't know the difference between them two. They're just they're the Paul.
Okay. Outrageous, nevertheless.
Yeah, seriously.
They're both outrageous. Like their playbook, the reason they have, you know, a mansion in Puerto Rico is because, you know, they've learned how to push the outrageous button. So to me, that's obviously a video that is too controversial and pushes the line. And I would say they went too far with that one. But you know, that video, but other videos, you have to talk about it.
So number 3 is outrageous. Number 4 is controversial. Those are different. Is that right?
No. So four would be remarkable.
Okay. Remarkable. Tell us about that. I mean, some of these, when I hear them at first listen, I'm kind of thinking, it sounds a little bit like the next one, but you know, delineate outrageous from remarkable.
Okay, so let me delineate that. And but yeah, I guess what I would say too is the more I've looked at it and studied it, the more you can push multiple buttons, the better your chances of going viral. So with that last example, Logan Paul pushed a I would say outrageous and a taboo one. So he kind of pushed both of those at the same time. And so anyway, there are times where you can do both. But remarkable, an example would be, this was in the news recently. People couldn't stop talking about it. You're not going to be surprised when I mention it. There's this guy named Alex Honnold. Have you heard of him?
Oh, yeah. Climb that Taipei 101, baby.
Crazy.
So that would be an example of like, it's so remarkable. I mean, I guess in a sense it is outrageous as well. And you know, there may be other ways to break it down. So you'd have to kind of study it more, get into it more. Yeah. But hey, that's a remarkable feat. This guy's climbing Taipei 101.
I'm not doing it.
And
no, I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing it. I don't know if you want to, but I'm not going to do that.
No.
I'm not getting anywhere near it. I mean, I was hesitant to watch it. I don't want to watch this guy fall, you know, on live television or whatever. At least that was my wife's take. She was pretty nervous about it. But I mean, you know, capture the news cycle, capture the internet cycle. You got social media videos, you've got news articles. So, you know, how much press did that thing get? It got a lot of press.
So much.
And so I would just say that's an example of like, that's a remarkable feat, a person free climbing Taipei 101 and everybody was talking about it. And so that's kind of one of the big buttons.
I would say, you know, like the difference between remarkable and outrageous, perhaps, you know, like Jake Paul, he's like fighting. Who has he fought? Oh yeah. He fought
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he fought Mike Tyson, and then he fought like one of the former heavyweight champions, Anthony Joshua.
Yes.
Like both of those are outrageous.
Smoked.
Right. If he had beat Anthony Joshua, that would have been remarkable. You know, I mean, but just doing that is outrageous. If he completes it, then you're like, wow, you know, that's a couple of buttons at one time. So anyway, that's an interesting kind of delineation there. What about 5 and 6, Joe? What are the other buttons in the bag?
5 and 6, and we're just cruising through. I mean, we're working through these, but 5 and 6. 5 is hilarious. So humor.
Hilarious.
You know,
okay.
So that's one of them.
Okay.
One of my favorite examples, and it helps to have examples. But do you guys remember the Toyota Swagger Wagon video?
No.
Like 8 years ago? No. Okay.
I wasn't even alive then. That's how young I am.
I might be dating myself a little bit with this one. You guys were still in high school or something.
Still in
But
diapers.
so early internet. Well, this was in the, I don't even know when it was, 10, 15 years ago. Toyota put out this video where they had a regular mom and dad couple in a studio with a Toyota Sienna van, and their kids were there. Their kids are in the stroller, different things like that. And they had this rap video. You can find it. They took the original one down, but they had a rap video that basically was like making being a parent kind of cool, but it was just kind of funny and ridiculous, and but it got whatever 15 million video views on YouTube, and so that one was the viral angle, sorry, the humor angle. It's just kind of so funny. You had to share it and things like that.
And so we've got taboo, we've got, I forgot number 2.
Unusual.
We've got remarkable is further up. We've got outrageous. I forgot what was number 3. What was number 3?
I think remarkable. No, outrageous was 3. Remarkable 4. Hilarious 5.
Yeah. And what's our capstone here?
The last one, the capstone, is secrets.
Yeah. Let me tell you.
Hey, let me share the tea. Let me spill the tea. Let me tell you something I know you don't know. Something important to know about secrets is it leans into secrets that are both kept and revealed.
Okay.
So you can kind of keep a secret. The example I came up with was Apple when they launch a new product. So it's like, hey, we've got these new features coming. We're gonna unveil them at our whatever the unveiling is. We're gonna have Steve Jobs here in the turtleneck, and he's going to talk about the latest, greatest iPhone. And so it's like they're keeping those secrets locked up. And you're kind of talking about it like, hey, what's coming out next, whatever. And then when it does come out, they reveal those secrets. Then the news, CNET, whatever, everybody's picking up on it, talking about it. They got to drop it. And so because you kept it in and then you let it out as a secret, there's more buzz, more to talk about. Or the flip side of it is, again, kept or revealed. There's been times where, the new Apple feature or whatever it is, iPhone features, it leaks. And then everybody has to talk about that because it's like, hey, I just found out what the new feature is. I'm cool. I'm going to talk about it. And so then that creates a buzz cycle as well. So, you can keep secrets or you can reveal secrets. Both of those can get people talking.
Nice.
I think the only thing that we missed out on here, Joe, that Colin, maybe we'll have to bring Joe back for us.
Absolutely.
We didn't get too many deets on the exact person he was talking about going from 6 to 8 figures in 12 months. I think we need a little more deets on that next time and pushing all these buttons and see how that plays out on the internet. Joe, man, we appreciate you making the time and joining us. And tell people where they can find you, where they can work with you, and where they can get these kind of viral social credit sharing ads should they want to. Where can they find you and work with you?
Sure, yeah. So two of the best places to connect is it's going to be Twitter or LinkedIn. So I'm active on both of those. So they're welcome to go there, follow there, all that kind of stuff. And then website is conversionengine.com. So if they want more information about how, they can have these types of strategies apply to their brand in a purposeful, strategic way, that's a good place to reach out to get more information.
That's a great framework, man. Joe, we appreciate you coming. We look forward to having you again, and we look forward to watching those ad accounts, brother. That's great. It's a
Chris,
great framework.
I got a secret
there. Yeah, what's your secret?
I got a secret for who's coming up next. But Joe and I also used to work together when I was at Triple
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
So
awesome.
I didn't want to bring that up and derail the interview. But I worked with Joe when I was at Triple Whale. It was amazing to work with him. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's great to work with. He really helped me put into practice everything that I was just kind of feeling my way through whenever, I was a new brand founder and had no idea what I was doing and just learning on the go. He really gave me some great frameworks and SOPs for what to do when, how to talk to clients, all of that, He really helped me level up and kind of enter the corporate world inside of what we do, especially. Man, I think there's some great buttons there in that playbook, but we need to get more deets on how those have been pushed on what ads and how they went this way up and to the right. Is Tyrel going to be joining us at 12:45, Colin, or is he on the way soon? What do you think?
I think he's probably going to join us at 12:45.
Okay, 12:45. Okay, very good. In the meantime, before he gets here, we should talk about PostScript. Ladies and gentlemen, focus is an amazing thing. And when you zero in and do one thing obsessively, you get outsized results. That's what happens with PostScript and SMS marketing. When people make the switch, on average, they see a plus 22% increase in revenue. Why is that? Because this is all they think about and work on every day and in every way. And that's why they have debuted new tools like their AI shopper, mining conversational data, giving you more to work with and finding ways to put profit back in your pocket. If you go to postscript.io/SMS-benchmarks, they'll give you great numbers on your revenue band, your vertical, what you should be doing on SMS, and how to get up into the right. And you should ask them about utilizing AI Shopper and bringing all of the ever-growing tools and capabilities from AI inside of your SMS marketing program. It's a big reason why they helped me go from making a little money on SMS to being a top 1% account on their entire platform. Many thanks to PostScript being part of the show. Now, we have a founder coming in who has done something very, very unique. And what has he done? Of course, he's got deep experience inside of the D2C e-com game. But what he has done as of late is made ice cream actually healthy and actually delicious. And I would say doing it bigger and better than I've seen anyone else come out of the gate at. Is that fair, Colin? I mean, getting inside of Erewhon, right out of the box, new flavors, new formulations. I'm talking about, go ahead.
Also, the branding is absolutely spectacular. This is no small feat for the branding. I just want we're gonna gush over the branding with him, but I just want to say that before we intro him because he's absolutely incredible.
Let's get him in here. We're talking about co-founder and CEO of Natty Ice Cream, Tyrel Johnson. Get in here, Tyrel. Get in here.
Let's go
with the Natty hat. Let's go.
Wow. Coming live from the car, moving and grooving, making things happen on the road.
You got to, man.
But I appreciate the crazy intro.
Yeah, we appreciate you making the time and getting in here, brother. I know that you have got history inside of our space with what you were doing with Boulevard Brands and Shot Crew. And man, I would just appreciate if you would give audience some perspective on and the origin story behind Natty Ice Cream, because I mean the packaging, all of the things, the macros, man, it's so unique. But give us just a little insight on what motivated this and how have you guys gotten off to such a good start, get inside of Erewhon, all the things.
I mean, it came naturally to funny. Everything's been Natty the whole way. My brother and I, the year before Natty was even an idea, we were a lot more overweight than we currently we're in great shape now. We were not back then. Nice. Over the course of a year, we got fed up with it. So over the course of a year, we worked with a trainer, cleaned up our diet, avoided bad ingredients like seed oils, sweetener alternatives, stuff like that. Yeah. And went whole food focused and combined 100 pounds, completely changed the way we feel, look, and, exist. And at the tail end of that, as big ice cream fanatics, there was nothing on the market that we felt we could eat. It was either super indulgent, full of fat and sugar, or it was made with really nasty ingredients. And so at the tail end of that journey, I picked up a Ninja Creamy, fell in love with it immediately.
There we go, baby.
But I was like, this is too much work. This needs to be in a pint. Why can't I go to the store and buy this? Clean ingredients, high protein. And that was really the initial start of Natty. The reason for the name, though, is my brother and I fell in love with the Natty bodybuilding culture in that process of weight loss and fitness. And so we really resonated deeply with that community, and just the approach of like, no, there are no shortcuts. You have to earn. Everything you earn is so much better anyway. And so don't take any shortcuts. Don't take any PEDs or anything like that. And we rolled that ethos into the brand we were creating because we feel the same way about ingredients and product. There are no shortcuts. It's going to take a lot of time and effort to create an ice cream that is clean label, great macros, tastes great. And it did. It took us a year and a half and over 300 recipes to crack the code and make an ice cream that was amazing. Yeah, we did it all in-house too. So we built our own ice cream manufacturing facility here in Scottsdale. It was a grind. But
man.
You know, just like the same way, like you go into the gym, you just eat well, you sleep well, and you hard. It's the same ethos, the same mentality, same approach.
That is crazy. I had no clue you were manufacturing as well.
That's such a lift. It's such a lift.
Wow.
So that's been crazy.
Phenomenal.
Yep.
Well, man, you're more than just knowing what should go in there and how it should taste. I mean, brother, you're making the soup. You got the messy kitchen back there. That's wild. Yeah, we felt like we needed to have a really close relationship with the product and master it ourselves. And really, there's no, like, when you outsource anything, you lose communication, right? To some extent, you lose that relationship with the product or service or whatever you're doing. And I've seen that with my background in the agency world, right? As soon as you source the work, if you don't do it right, it can be done right, but it's never the same as like actually getting your hands dirty and doing it yourself and understanding it, especially when it comes to food. And so, of course, now we have a co-packer, like we have partners that we're scaling with, but figuring out the recipe, the formulation in the early days and going through that, you know, putting in the blood, sweat, and tears to perfect it really made all the difference. And that's the reason why today there are a lot of protein ice creams on the market, but no options currently have clean ingredients, great macros, like low sugar. You know, the big thing for us is it's very low added sugar. It's clean ingredients. There's no sucralose, allulose, erythritol, no sugar alcohols, no cetols, nothing that you would want in your ice cream. And the macros are phenomenal, right? So that's only the result of all the work we put in early on. And so we're not the fastest growing brand, but it's a long game. We're playing the long game here. And this year we're slated to have a lot of growth. We're going to be in over 200 doors in the next 60 days. Wild. So things are picking up big time. We're working on a lot of really, really cool things behind the scenes that I can't talk about, but
when I think about your brand, and I think exactly about that community, that bodylifting, you know, weightlifting community, I'm sure you're thinking about how we're going to deploy some of this within the influencer program and who you're going to touch on. Can you talk a little bit about that, of maybe who you've touched on in the past, and maybe sprinkle some guys that you might be, or girls that you might be working with in the future? Because this product is poised for explosive influencer growth. I mean, it is just perfect for it.
Yeah. We, there's nobody I can name specifically quite yet, but let's just say it's a combination of real partnerships on like an ownership level. Perfect. And you know, obviously a tertiary layer of influencers in the space, and not just people who get a ton of views on videos and have like that reach. It's the relationships. We've done tests with local Pilates instructors and CrossFit instructors. They can move more product than a macro influencer in some cases, right? Because they have like a relationship, to the consumer in a given area where a product is sold. And so, there's a very detailed strategy going into the retail rollout and growth that we're achieving this year. And then we're putting the final touches on direct consumer, some cool things coming there with a new product line.
Love it.
Can't say anything quite, but it's
oh, come on.
I know there's so many. But like, I hate to leave you guys on a cliffhanger, but it's like very, very, right around the corner.
Okay.
Well, it's one of the principles of buzz marketing that Joe just talked with us about. Secrets. Sometimes you got to keep them. Sometimes you got to keep them.
I mean, we'll show up right at the bodybuilding conference, expos and stuff like that. Arnold Classic Expo, Fit Expo, things like that. Be involved with the community. Community is huge for us. Doing group workouts and just bringing people together. I mean, you can't really beat an ice cream party on the tail end of a workout, right?
Can't beat it.
It's the best.
Tell me this. What, I see you guys as, well, I'll say this. I'm not exactly sure who your enemy is. A lot of times when I think about marketing, I think of like, who is our product positioned against? I almost feel like you're positioned against everything inside of the category, traditional ice cream, kind of like healthy
big ice cream.
Yeah, big ice cream. Healthy-ish ice cream that has, some of the products you mentioned, like seed oils and allulose.
Yeah.
They're framed as if they're healthy, but maybe don't have the level of clean ingredients that you have. I know David is coming out with an ice cream very soon. I saw you and Paul Saladino interacting on Twitter about that. And give me like who is your real competitor that you see as you guys stand out against?
Yeah.
Anybody who doesn't prioritize the health of Americans and just humans in general. Like at the end of the day, people need and want, and the consumer's shifting, right? Like the consumer voting with their dollars for better for you premium products that use clean ingredients. You see it with the rise of like influencers, Bobby Parrish and the like, talking about, hey, swap this for that. And people are responding, right? You look at the retail landscape and you can see products in Costco, Target, Walmart getting better over time. And so for us, I saw how much food changed my life and my health and my brother's and all the folks around me. And so if we can make a dent in that in a positive way and give people a better option, the best option right now in ice cream and something that is the #1 dessert in America. Like it's consumed so often. It's a massive market. We're eating it all the time, but it can be good. Like healthy ice cream doesn't need to taste terrible, right? It doesn't need to use bad ingredients. It just takes, not to give ourselves too much credit, but it takes a team that's not willing to accept any shortcuts and like put in the work to make a product that's actually really, really good. And we're finally there. So like that's our enemy is like bad food. And I'm not going to name any specific brands, but
I was talking with Colin about this. I really see you guys as like in the vein of, and then going beyond Halo Top. It's kind of like how I was thinking, but Colin was like, no, Halo Top's trash. He's like, these people are far beyond, he was saying that, but you kind of like fit that mold, except you're like going beyond in my mind. I mean, that's kind of how I think about you guys right now. Is that fair? I mean, is that like a fair categorization?
The next generation of healthy ice cream, Halo Top 2.0, whatever you want to call it, it's the new version. It's elevating they definitely educated the consumer that, hey, there can be a healthier, low-calorie ice cream. That now the consumers are like, cool, they're open to that. But they left some things unattended, like the texture wasn't great, the taste a little watered down, the ingredients now are horrible for you, and so we're just coming in and taking it to the next level.
I love it.
Wow. You're combining so many trends that Chris and I are seeing for brands to be crushing in 2026. And I think one of them that you touched on is in real life. And we're so bullish on that because it is quote unquote anti-AI. Could you talk more about what you're excited about in 2026, where you guys are moving forward? Maybe some stuff that you can share. I know you got some stuff, some secrets, but some stuff you're really excited about sharing in 2026 with the team and with the world.
Yeah, for sure. I think for us, the biggest thing is just growing in retail, right? Getting the product into more people's hands around the nation, because right now we're consolidated in Southern California, right?
Yeah.
So expanding more
Charlotte.
west and east as well, and covering the country. But number two, as we do that, we'll also be bringing community together in all those key cities.
Yeah.
And it's our grand vision is wild. It's going to take time to get there, but it's inevitable that Natty has a gym, right? And we bring people together. Like, we're at the end of the day, we have an amazing product line, but we're building a world. We're world building here, and we want to give people inspiration through the brand we've built, through the community we're building, and just give people it's a platform. It's akin to a Red Bull, but just not adrenaline energy. It's better for you, fitness, health, clean foods, and there's so much more we're going to do this year on that with community. So
wow. I need a Natty Equinox partnership yesterday.
Yeah.
I need it yesterday. I need it ASAP.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
This reminds me of a lot of our conversation with Van Man out in San Diego. I mean,
100%.
it's the same vein of, to go forward, going back to, actual real products that aren't sullied or soiled with artificial things that are actually harming us. And he's taking products that you're putting on your skin and showing how good they are by developing a restaurant for it, like, come eat these tallow fries, come eat these burgers. And I want this eat real food kind of like ethos to just pervade so many things inside of the American grocery cart. I mean, why not, of course, fries, of course, burgers, and beyond ice cream. We need to start
want
moving.
that stuff, People are not going to stop eating burgers and fries, right? I still want pizza. I just don't want. It's in moderation. It's understanding what you're putting in your body, all the way down to the ingredients, and just choosing better. Like, and now that the consumer is choosing better, brands are incentivized to develop those products, and it's like a cycle, right? The more brands participating and staying true to clean ingredients, the more options there are for consumers. It's a self-fulfilling cycle, right?
Yeah.
So we're just part of that. Everything we do is built around that ethos. Like merch right now, and we've been repping it a bunch ourselves, but it's made in Portugal using 100% organic cotton, like no polyester, no synthetic fibers. It like everything we do is like underneath that umbrella of choosing the better option.
Gosh, let us know when that drops, because Chris and I want to pick up some ASAP.
Yeah, we're going to pick up some. We're going to put it behind us so that it can
rock it on the show.
Sit and be on the show, whatever we're on. Tyrel, I think what you're doing is truly unique. You're pushing the boundaries. You're going forward in terms of CPG, in terms of ice cream, the delicious things that we all want to eat, except we don't want to feel bad afterward. Man, tell me, based on your background, agency side, and the history that you've had here, and did anything from those years, any lessons that you took away that you baked in to building Natty in the right way and scaling growth up from here? Anything come to mind when you think about that?
I mean, a few things. One, for me, from day one was building a brand that goes beyond a product. And that comes down to all kinds of decisions, from the name to how you yourself in the market with competitors, to the packaging, like the words you use, everything, needs to it's hard to do, but if you do it right, and I think we're executing that pretty well, it's like a lifestyle. Natty is a lifestyle, and it gives the brand so many jumping off points, but with that comes like you have to be very responsible in understanding your core consumer and building products for their life.
Yeah.
Right. It's like doing both
Absolutely.
at the same time. It has to make sense for the brand. It needs to serve that core consumer. And the third, even it adds more complexity to it, is you also want to be able to scale that to mass market.
Yeah.
To create a company that can exit or do big things. Right. So for me, it's packaging. How do we stand out in the freezer aisle? Let's bring the color. Let's take the color away. These bright, vibrant white, photos of ice cream. Let's go in an opposite direction. Let's like change it up in a fundamental way. And then how we're thinking about regrowth, right? We're focused on relationship with the consumer versus scaling super fast and hoping we can figure it out and we can have really good, solid velocity in all the doors we're in, instead of just taking a massive risk very fast and hoping, actually, doing it in a very strategic way. We're stair-stepping.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I think that's so important, and you hinted at it a little bit earlier in the show. You're building for longevity. You're not building to sprint scale right now, which I think a lot of brands try to do, and it just really disrupts things really badly. You're trying to build this thing into, I would think, a generational company.
Oh yeah.
Just from what I'm hearing from you.
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. We may have lost Tyrel, but is he back? Tyrel, are you back?
He's here in spirit.
He's here.
I think I'm back.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. Hopefully this works, but yeah, at the end of the day, trying to build a truly a generation, ideally there's a world where we don't even need to sell the brand. Like we're open to acquisition, of course, building it in that way. But at the end of the day, it can be a brand that lasts well over a decade.
Yeah.
Well, we think it will be, Tyrel, and we really appreciate you joining us. We are going to be tuned in. I know the day that you get inside of HEB or Whole Foods in Central Texas, I'm going to be there, brother. And I'm going to be picking up a few pints for myself. And then we got to somehow get them to Charlotte, North Carolina,
I'll take them all. I'll take them all.
Man, we appreciate you joining the show, and we're going to be following the success, brother, and we look forward to those new flavors coming out soon. I know there's some new flavors on the way. We appreciate you, man.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on, and appreciate it.
Man, doing it right.
Doing it right, and he's building the right thing at the right time. You know what I mean?
He really is.
It is the right time to build a brand like this. And you can take these learnings that he is having with ice cream and just apply it to other foods that are really bad for you.
Yeah. Exactly.
And just say, hey, we're just going to do this version for another food. I bet you we could come up with 30 on the show right now. And I bet you could go and just break those out. And then each one of those is a separate company that Americans or the world is asking for a healthier version of.
And in this same vein, I don't even know that it has to be food. This eat real food, get back to the basics, health push, the wave of health that is inside of Western culture right now. I think there's a number of ways to get this. I saw a post or an ad as of late where, people are talking about microplastics living inside of their bodies, and they're talking about yoga pants. There's an anti-yoga pant move right now, which is so core to the millennial identity. Now there's a move against yoga pants. Why? Because it's like, oh, I'm wearing like plastic on my skin, and then I'm working out and my pores are opening up, and then plastic goes inside my body, like probably not a good idea. There's got to be a way to apply these same principles to apparel and to so many other things inside of e-commerce, that I think there's a way to catch this wave and do it the right way,
Right.
like they are at Natty, and find yourself going up and to the right with real momentum behind you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of what they're doing. I can't wait to taste that thing. I haven't tasted it yet, but I either need to get to SoCal or they need to come to Central Texas. That's what I think.
Our way.
Before we move forward to our last round of stories, got a couple rounds of stories to hit here. We should talk about AMP. Ladies and gentlemen, if you cannot explain how your business is doing in a sentence or two, what are your core key metrics and how are they fluctuating or not? Your CPA, your CAC, your LTV, are you trending toward forecast or not? I'm not sure you know how your business is doing if you can't answer those questions concisely and quickly. That's why we love AMP and their favorite tool of mine, Lifetimely. It allows you to know how your business is doing and scale with confidence in 2026 in one pleasant place to look at and get information from. If you use Lifetimely, you get all their other tools for free, which are designed to put profit inside of your pocket. Go to useamp.com, get on that platform, test drive it. What they're doing with their AI is truly exceptional. It will be prompting you, my friend, this offer, this cohort, this test. Let's run it. Go to useamp.com. Many thanks for them being part of the show. Colin, for the past year, everyone has been talking about AI agents and predicting that they would start buying things for us, and everybody's going to be buying inside of the LLMs. Do websites even need to exist any longer? That has been the conversation among some, especially those who are prescient enough to look ahead of certain corners, which was why OpenAI's instant checkout was very significant. Turns out they are scaling it back, big boy. Why agentic commerce is not quite ready for instant checkout. And I want to read some of the takeaways from this article because I find them to be quite exceptional. And this to me was surprising because this was what all the rage everybody's talking about, instant checkout, et cetera, et cetera. This comes to us from Rye.com. OpenAI scaling back native checkout inside ChatGPT, shifting purchases to retailer apps, Instacart, Target, Expedia, etc. After, guess how many of Shopify's millions of merchants went live with the feature? How many do you think? Would you guess?
I'd say probably 10,000.
Yeah, 12. Only 12.
Yeah.
1, 2, not 1,000. Only 12 merchants, okay? Shopify president Harvey Finkelstein confirmed that the bottleneck is not on the Shopify side. It is on the AI firm's side. Merchants are willing to participate, but the protocol-based onboarding process is cumbersome and cannot be scaled. 3 structural blockers: merchant adoption lag, stale product data, fraud safeguards for automatic transactions, et cetera, et cetera. The point is now they've totally gone back on instant checkout, and they're actually just sending people to the website or the app to buy, much like traditional search was before the LLMs ever existed. Your thoughts on this, Colin? At first blush, I would say disappointing for me.
Yeah. What a nightmare. I think they basically, the thought process was they're going to announce this thing. It's going to be something that they can showcase to investors to allow the valuation to go even up and to the right, which they needed in that time. And this is another blow for OpenAI, in my opinion, where they are just not doing the correct things in the correct timeline. This is not good. You want to see this? 12 is an absolute insane number to have with how much press was around this, both on the OpenAI side and on the Shopify side. This is super disappointing, but I think there's an option here where maybe a Gemini floats in there, maybe a Claude floats in there, and takes this over and says, hey, we're going to do this instead. We can do this in half the timeline, XYZ, Shopify, are you interested? They just kind of open themselves up to this, and I would be shocked if someone doesn't jump in here and steal it.
And, Shopify and Google have collaborated on, their own, I forget the abbreviation right now, but creating the rails for this thing for people
Sure.
to buy on Gemini. The shocking thing for me is this getting walked back. I mean, this was like so exciting and everybody was talking about it. And I think you mentioned this is like a huge failure on OpenAI side. Now, I will say, depending on which article you read, there's a little bit of back and forth on like whose fault it is. OpenAI saying, I just didn't have enough people adopt it. But I think the real deal of the story is Harvey saying like, we've got millions of people who are ready to be on it now. And it turns out the onboarding process is cumbersome and OpenAI literally cannot scale it. I think that's the issue.
That's terrible.
I trust what Harvey says personally over just some article that's regurgitating OpenAI points. Chat still dominates among the LLMs in terms of users. So I just think this is a big fumble on their side.
Huge fumble.
They're framing now. Yeah, we're scaling back a little bit. We're really a discovery layer. We're a discovery layer for the internet and people's products. And I just want to say that's called search. That's called search. Okay. Yeah. Discovery. No, that's search. That's what we've been doing on Google forever. Okay. Yeah. Since the internet began, it's what we were doing on Ask Jeeves. It's what people can do on Bing. It's what people have been doing on Google for what seems like eons. This is a different form of search. And, I think discovery is great framing, but let's call it what it is. Okay. This is search. It's a new form of search that a certain segment of society really likes. And hey, maybe it'll dominate.
Sure.
Maybe traditional search will go away, but let's call it what it is. It's search. It's not discovery. It's search. This is just a new form of search. If I can't instant checkout, if you're not giving me capabilities there, this is a different form of what we're already used to inside of Google. Is that wrong?
And brands don't want search right now. Brands want checkout. They want conversions at a lower funnel. They want high intent buyers that you're able to check out seamlessly. And so this is a catch-22. This absolutely sucks for them to just be like, we're discovery now. It's our vibe. Let us help you get discovered. It's like, no, I wanted to give you my money so that you can convert shoppers to put revenue into my store, not so they can discover my store. I needed conversions. I don't need eyeballs.
Yeah. And this is like a great point that Taylor mentioned recently on Open Residency, and that other people have mentioned. I think Jordan mentioned when we were talking about TikTok Shop. Wherever people discover your item, the goal is to move actual checkout to as close to that experience as possible.
100%.
That's why TikTok Shop is unique, and that's why Meta is going to have another crack at making it happen on their platform. And that's why the promise of what was going to happen with OpenAI was so intriguing. Hey, we're flattening the funnel. People are going to come in, they're going to be talking, and then we're going to give them a recommendation that includes your product, and then they'll check out right there. No funnel necessary, baby. It's all happening right inside of chat. I would say not necessarily the case. Not yet, anyway. Not yet. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. Maybe they'll figure it out. I'm sure.
Anthropic, if you're listening, get Claude involved right now.
Get Claude involved.
Get Claude. Someone at Claude reach out to Harley at Shopify and get it rolling now.
Get it rolling. Figure it out. Instant checkout.
Instant checkout. Claude style.
Instant checkout Claude style. It must take place. Now, in the same vein as AI-driven technologies, capabilities, AI-driven return fraud is running amok. Retailers spent the last decade making returns easier. Now AI is helping fraudsters exploit every loophole. I want to read some of this article because I think it adequately describes what is going to become an increasing problem inside all of our businesses in e-commerce. AI tools are increasingly being used by fraudsters to commit sophisticated return fraud against retailers and D2C brands, including generating fake receipts, ouch, crafting persuasive dispute communications, ouch, and systematically identifying exploitable gaps in return policies, ouch. The trend is accelerating as AI tools become more accessible and return policies remain generous across the industry. So I think this article brings up a great point in that we have been indexing toward, hey, the return's going to be easy. It's going to be easy, no problem. Just ship it back. I mean, Costco is like the ultimate example. If you buy it, you can basically bring it back anytime, any way, any day. But as this continues to proliferate and fraudsters black hat their way into income that shouldn't be in their pocket due to return policies, I think everybody inside of e-com is going to have to find another way. There's going to need to be a new playbook developed here so that we don't have gaping holes for returns at infinite scale. I mean, we've got to make a change because this is going to ruin a lot of people's businesses. Take a big bite out of the P&L.
Yeah. Do you smell that, Chris?
No, I don't.
It smells like a huge opportunity is what it is. There is a massive opportunity for a company to come in here and be the anti-fraud e-commerce company.
Yes.
And be that software and charge an absolute metric boatload of money because the problem is, and the demand is going to be so ripe. And guess what? By the way, this is the smallest the problem is ever going to be. It's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get bigger. Yeah. I can promise you, showcasing this right now, you could get VC capital thrown at you in a minute. If you want to be a software founder and ramp this up and to the right, this is huge. This opportunity is massive, and it is very, very hard to figure out what is real and what is not. I mean, I can generate a fake image on Google Gemini in 2 seconds, and you wouldn't know the difference for the most part. And so now this is a massive opportunity for a huge company to come in here.
I smell what the Colin is cooking. And just a few points here. Like, think about, like, when was the last time you actually read your return policy statement?
Yeah.
That's the question. Was it written pre-AI fraud environment? Likely. Okay.
There you go.
Is it time to audit that thing with protecting yourselves with some adversarial intent that may be coming your way? Yeah. But there's going to have to be somebody that comes in and basically figures this out, or a few people that figure it out across the industry such that founders and heads of departments and customer experience people don't have to rack their brains and basically reinvent the wheel and build it for themselves. I think this is ripe for.
Yeah. If you want a massive bag, fix this right now. Come on the show, talk about your product, and you're going to explode.
I wonder too, like, how do you hold in tandem a winsome, pleasant customer experience for people who actually have real problems, and also guard against fraudsters, who are looking to exploit with AI? I mean, that's just like a difficult tension to hold together and figure out.
Well, Chris, guess what? I got $1 billion for you if you solve it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
With a B.
All right. I don't have a plan yet, but I'll talk to Claude later and I'll get a framework together. Maybe we can make use of that Billy that you got in your bank account. Okay. Before we hit our lightning round, let's talk about incense. Ladies and gentlemen, we all want better ads, don't we? Yeah. Hopefully crafted by actual humans with real humans inside of the screen. But let's be honest, that process for getting those winsome humans on there negotiating usage rights, etc., it's so disjointed and it's rough. That's why Incense exists. It is the all-in-one UGC and influencer marketing platform that actually makes your creative scalable. One platform, vetted creator marketplace, automated influencer outreach, built-in campaign management. You can get content in as little as 14 days, okay? This is so much better than just finding a random TikTok that you hope takes you to the moon. And if you don't have the bandwidth in-house to manage this whole thing, they've got a managed service. Go to incense.pro, book a demo. You can test drive the platform for free, okay? Tell them Colin and I sent you. Start scaling creator content that actually moves the needle. Many thanks for Incense being part of the show. To wrap up here, Colin, a lightning round of stories, so to speak. The collab we didn't know we needed, but is taking place on the internet now. The Salvation Army has launched a thrift store on Roblox. Yes,
Wow.
they have. The Salvation Army has launched a thrift store called Thrift Score on Roblox to generate some, win some brand endearment with Gen Z and Gen Alpha. I'm going to read some of this to you. The Salvation Army has debuted a digital thrift store experience on Roblox called Thrift Score, targeting Gen Z and Alpha consumers where they already spend time. A scrappy play that bigger retail brands should be embarrassed by that they haven't tried. I don't know. I don't know about that. It's definitely a collab I never expected. I'm not sure what real results will come of this. For sure, thrifting is in, okay? Thrifting is in. You can call it vintage, one-of-a-kind pieces. I'm not sure that translates to the digital world inside of Roblox. But I'll also say, if I were on the Salvation Army's marketing team, I'm not sure that this would be the one campaign that I would stake my job on. I don't know what's going to come of this. If you've ever been in a Salvation Army before, like, you get the vibe, and I'm not sure that putting one of those bad boys inside of Roblox is going to make all of the teenagers flock to your local Salvation Army at the end of the day. Your thoughts, Colin? I mean, this is a wild one for me.
Yeah, absolute shout out to the CMO who, dragged this through like 6 rounds of approvals to get this rocking and rolling. I don't know if it's going to work. It might not work. If it does, great. I'm really excited for Salvation Army and Fortnite coming soon, and that's going to be great. It's got to be coming soon. I don't know if this is the path. I appreciate the CMO or whoever on their team is willing to take a massive swing, because there's a lot of these brands that are large, like the Salvation Army, that are extremely complacent. They're a little asleep at the wheel. They're not willing to take these big swings. So kudos to them. We're going to poke fun at them right now because it's a little weird. But this is going to smash. If it does, we're the fools. So good on them. Good on them for making the swing.
Fair play. I mean, I agree. It is a big swing. It is an unexpected swing. It really is. It really
it's unusual.
It's unusual.
Like a principle from Joe. It's unusual.
Yeah, it is unusual. That's true. Hey, that's true. It is unusual. It is unusual. There you go. I perhaps, the marketing spend would have been better served, running Snapchat
F1
ads.
F1, baby. Salvation Army F1. Let's go.
I would say, why not run a Snapchat ad campaign and just have the coolest people from the local high school go there and hang out and make some snaps? I mean, that might get people in your door. That's too simple.
Yeah, I want Roblox. Let's do it.
Roblox. All right, Roblox is where it's at. I need some vintage thrifted skins for my Roblox character. That's what I need. That's what I need. Forget the old couches and forget the vintage clothes. I need some vintage skins for Roblox. And what's the Fortnite? Go inside the thrift score on Fortnite, and I don't want to say
swag your guy out.
I guess swag him out. Get him some vintage.
What would
skins.
Cat's Eye say?
They would say gang is what they would say. It's gnarly. gang, baby. You gotta go to Salvation Army and get skinned up.
That's the next collab. Salvation Army, Cat's Eye.
Salvation Army and Cat's Eye. Yeah,
that's
the move. First they did the collab with Gap, and now Salvation Army.
I love it.
It's a natural move. They're probably trying to keep up with Goodwill. Goodwill's crushing. Yeah, Goodwill is crushing right now.
That's super fair.
And they're like, we need to one up them. We're going to Roblox, baby.
Yeah. I like it.
Let's do it.
We're gonna find out if this was successful.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find
Yeah.
out if it works, and I'm excited if it does. For the past decade, tech companies have tried to put more screens in our lives. Now there's a new wave of startups that is betting on the opposite.
Yeah.
And I like this example from Camp Snap. Camp Snap is producing cameras, digital cameras that have no screens on them. They've been seen everywhere. And you can see they're like the old digital cameras that you used to buy from CVS or whatever at Walgreens. You can't see what you're taking. You just snap the photo and then you find out later. They also have filters like you would have used 2016, 2010 Instagram. They have filters that you can choose and apply to all of your cameras, and they are winning right now. They are winning. People are happy to spend 60, 70 bucks, even more, to get these cameras. And I like their framing here. Live life by getting screen free. Get free by being screen free. I think that there's a lot to this trend, and I think there's going to be more coming. What do you make of this, Colin?
Good for them. This is going to be really, really hard, but I think this is a great move. I think the virality piece of this is going to be a little hard, but coming from former photographer and also a guy that was in the industry selling into photographers, this is going to be really exciting. Kudos to them for trying this. I will say there is kind of a weird line where it's like, okay, well, instead I'll just buy a digital camera, where I'm just going to buy, your classic point and shoot. And then there's the other camp where it's just like, I'm going to buy a Leica camera. I'm going to buy this $3,000 point and shoot. So I don't know where they fall in between this, and it'll be interesting to see what type of viral marketing they do to try to get this thing rolling.
You're down on it. You're down.
I'm a little down on it. Yeah.
You're down on it. I can tell.
Yeah. I think I'm too close to it.
I can tell. Yeah. There's a little bit of somberness in your voice as you talk about it here. It's like you're sad. You're like, great endeavor. Like, it's like a little sadness.
Yeah. Cause there's the two extremes where it's the point and shoot for a Leica camera, where the rich dad, has $3,000. He's going to bring all that on his vacation. It's going to be a point and shoot. It's a crazy high quality. It's super artistic. And then you have the other end of the spectrum, which is just your classic disposable flash camera. You wind it up, you take a photo, you got 25 of them. And so they have to fall somewhere on this spectrum.
Yeah.
And you have to make sure this is priced perfectly. I don't know. I want them to win, but I don't know if it will.
Well, I just want to go back and live in the early 2000s, Colin, because I think that was like the best time in history. I really do think that there was like just enough tech, okay, that you had a cell phone, flip phone. You could still text, but it took you a little longer because you had to like click the button 3 times in order to get your letter. You remember that? You remember that?
Yeah.
And there's just something romantic and nostalgic about that analog lifestyle. I love it. I love the ethos. I love the feel of it.
Yeah. You have what is called golden age syndrome.
I do.
You know about this?
I do. I have it. I'm sick with it.
Where the current generation believes that the golden age was 10 years before them.
Yeah.
And they just wish that it was 10 years. So the guys in the 1980s thought the golden age was the 1970s. The guys in the 1970s thought it was in the 60s, and so on and so forth. We're rocking and rolling with the times. We're rocking and rolling with the times, dude. It's all gonna be fun.
I think, I was born in 87, grew up in the 90s. Came of age in the 2000s. I think that early 2000s, man, was just wow.
Yeah.
What a time.
I was born in 2002.
What?
Nah, I'm just messing with you.
I was going to say, bro, no, you were not born in 02. You were not.
I look terrible.
You were not born in 02. Okay. In terms of the one-man marketing team, the Superman marketer, I know there are people who are still skeptical. The entire growth stack surely can't be combined into one person. I don't think so. I know there are people who are still skeptical out there. I would point you to Cody Schneider and our interview with him. I would also point you to our attempted interview with Taylor Holiday, which was hilarious. And he didn't say anything because he couldn't get online. But he's been making a lot of the same points. I would also point you to Anthropic, okay?
Crazy.
Anthropic's entire growth marketing team up until just a little bit ago, we're talking about months, couple of months. Their entire growth marketing team was one guy. Okay. I'm going to read this screenshot for those who are listening right now. Bring me back to the screenshot, if you would, Jack, so I can read it for our illustrious listeners. The growth marketing team focuses on building out performance marketing channels across paid search, paid social, mobile app stores, email marketing, and SEO as a non-technical team of one. They use Claude Code to automate repetitive marketing tasks and create agentic workflows that would traditionally require significant engineering resources. Now, the guy who tweeted this, he got community noted. That's not true. There's more people on the team. Look at this. Look at this. Well, the guy who this was speaking about came on and commented, yeah, actually, I was the guy, and it was true. Up until recently. Yeah, actually here from Austin. When this was written, I was the only person on growth marketing. I was a one-person team for nearly 10 months. Growth marketing equals go to market. I love this. I think
who is this guy?
Yeah, who is he? Who is he?
Can we talk about that for a sec? Who is this guy?
We need to talk to him. We need to talk to him. Is what we need.
He needs to get on the show immediately.
We should reach out to him.
How does this guy have any hair left? This has to be the most stressful 10 months of his entire life.
Claude Code, baby. Claude Code, man. Bro.
I mean, that's unbelievable and also horrifying at the same time.
What do you think he was? I mean, I'm sure he was probably the brain behind all those commercials for the Super Bowl. I mean, it's like they got one growth marketer. Like, hey, guy, what should we do for the Super Bowl? We got like $40 million to spend. So, let's do 4. Let's do 4 commercials. I'll talk with Claude this afternoon.
I want to see this guy's setup so badly because I know we talked to Jacob about, this crazy setup with 20 agents and whatever and screens everywhere. This guy might actually have that. Like he might have the, I imagine, and this is a little secret, he might have the unreleased like agents of Claude that we don't get access to public yet. They're like, hey, this is internal agents. Like these are like God mode agents. We don't get them yet.
Yeah.
I think he's got those and he's just like, I imagine this guy waking up plugged in being like, okay, Claude, let's control the world today.
Let us control the world, manipulate the markets in my favor.
Up and to the right.
This guy has to have had all of the unreleased features that we're just getting. I mean, I'm sure he had them like a year ago.
What does he have now?
Yeah, exactly. He may have AGI. He may be working with AGI, and we just don't even know it. Or maybe he's gone off to the beach to write poetry, like some of the other people on their team. I don't know. Maybe 10 months was all he could take.
This guy's cloned himself for the rest of the company to interact with, and they're like, "God, Austin's been amazing. Dude. He's been dialed in." It's like, yeah, man, he's been awesome, and he's just on the beach chilling, just for like the past 5 weeks.
Yeah, he uploaded his consciousness into
that was it.
into Claude Code.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it.
Well, let's try and get him on. I think we should get him on the show.
ASAP.
I don't know what he can talk about or what he can't, but maybe he's like maybe he's left to go write poetry or something. Yeah, we can get him on the show. Lastly, a new AI tool that made a big splash yesterday, but some inside of our community are making some comments about in a not so positive way. I'm talking about Perplexity Computer. Perplexity Computer is a new do all everything on your laptop, multiplying and mobilizing your agents to do anything and everything for you. They released a video yesterday. It was very impressive video, but it's kind of like holding up the 3, that meme. You hold up the 3 and you kind of, like, actually, you don't know what you're talking about. Let me read you this tweet. Let me see if you can catch the 3 here. Perplexity Computer replaced $225,000 per year in marketing tools in a single weekend. We built an AI marketing agent that scans hourly, manages budgets, detects fatigue, and coordinates several campaigns end to end in one test run. It made 224 micro optimizations to our ad stack. Where's the three, Colin? Where's the three?
Why are you making that many changes to your ad stack before
Exactly.
Meta just runs with it?
Exactly. 224 micro optimizations to your ad stack.
You're probably optimizing off of incorrect data too at that point.
I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
And Jess from Fireteam makes the astute observation here. He says this. So apparently we've gone from don't touch it, let Meta cook, to touch it 224 times a day. Perplexity has lost the plot here.
You know what this reminds me of?
Tell me.
Yeah, and I hate to say this, where we just replaced the CMO marketer XYZ.
Yeah.
Who does that remind you of?
I don't know. I don't remember.
This is giving echoes of Icon, where this massive promise of we're going to replace your entire marketing team in seconds.
Yeah.
Just plug it in. This is harder said than done, folks. This is harder said than done.
And probably your 225K per year in marketing tools and media buying employee would purposefully not do 224 micro optimizations a day.
Crazy
in your ad account on purpose. They would not.
Crazy.
They would not do that on purpose.
Yeah. Imagine you're reporting to your client based off of those KPIs.
Yeah. Oh,
we made 600 a day.
I mean, probably the majority of clients would be pumped. They'd be like, yeah, that's right, baby. You were doing that work, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
But, big question if that actually leads to better performance. Big question. And hey, speaking of Icon, they're back.
They're back.
They are not gone. They are not gone.
Let's get them on the show.
Which we called out on the show. We did. I don't think Icon's gone. And they are not. Now, it'd be interesting to see what their V2 is here. Version 2.0 in 2026. But I think that we should have Kenan. Kenan, right? Is the founder. We need to have Kenan on. We need to have Kenan on and talk about it. Very interesting development. We'll see what takes place there. Many thanks to Joe Putnam for coming on the show and dropping his sauce framework, the buzz buttons to push for making viral ads. Many thanks to Tyrel for coming on and talking to us about Natty ice cream. Wow.
Getting yoked.
What an interesting development and a great product for a real niche and riding a wave inside of American culture specifically. And many thanks to Incense and Seguno and Postscript and AMP for being part of the show and making this possible. We have got more banger guests coming up tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. Thanks for joining us. We will see you on the other side.